Today's episode is about power inside modern corporations, not just market dominance, but cultural authority, not just growth, but responsibility. This is the story of Marc Benioff. His journey shows us how platforms become power, how values can be operationalized at scale, and how leadership influence expands when business sees itself as part of society, not separate from it. Marc Benioff began his career inside the traditional technology establishment. He worked at Oracle during the rise of enterprise software, learning firsthand how legacy systems were built, sold, and controlled. But what Benioff recognized early was a shift coming, not just technological, but behavioral. Software didn't need to be owned to be valuable. Infrastructure didn't need to live on premise. Enterprise tools could be delivered as services, not assets. This insight led to the founding of Salesforce, built around a then radical idea: cloud-based software delivered by subscription. No installs, no hardware, continuous improvement. This wasn't just a technical innovation, it was a business model disruption, one that would reshape how organizations operate globally. What distinguishes Benioff from many tech founders is his understanding of platforms as ecosystems, not just products. Salesforce was designed not simply as a CRM tool, but as an operating layer for customer relationships. Over time, it evolved into a platform capable of hosting applications, partners, data, and communities. This ecosystem thinking is critical to Benioff's influence. Platforms create dependency. Dependency creates power. But ecosystems also create responsibility, because decisions ripple far beyond the company itself. Benioff understood that once Salesforce became embedded in global business infrastructure, its influence extended well beyond revenue metrics. Marc Benioff is one of the most vocal advocates of stakeholder capitalism in modern business. From early on, he positioned Salesforce around a set of values that extended beyond shareholder returns: equality, trust, sustainability, philanthropy. Crucially, these were not framed as side projects. Benioff embedded values into the operating model through the 1-1-1 philanthropic framework, equality initiatives, pay equity audits, and public positions on social issues. This approach was not universally applauded. Critics argued that CEOs should remain neutral. Investors questioned risk. Employees watched closely for authenticity. Benioff leaned in anyway. His influence comes from treating values not as branding, but as leadership responsibility. Marc Benioff represents a new kind of corporate leader, one willing to speak publicly on social, political, and ethical issues. This visibility carries risk. By taking positions, Benioff exposed Salesforce to scrutiny, backlash, and expectations of consistency. Values-led leadership demands follow-through. The challenge here is scale. The larger the platform, the harder it is to align values perfectly across geographies, customers, and partners. Benioff's leadership highlights a central tension of modern influence. Silence protects neutrality, but voice creates meaning. He chose meaning. Benioff's influence is not limited to Salesforce. Through acquisitions, partnerships, philanthropy, and public advocacy, he has helped shape broader conversations about the role of business in society: climate responsibility, ethical technology, employee well-being, trust in data. This is influence exercised institutionally rather than personally. Benioff is not building a cult of personality. He is building norms, expectations about what responsible leadership looks like in the modern economy. That distinction matters. Marc Benioff's career offers powerful lessons in contemporary influence. First, platforms create power and responsibility. Second, values can be operationalized, not just communicated. Third, ecosystems scale influence faster than products. Fourth, leadership voice carries risk, but also meaning. Finally, modern influence requires seeing business as a social actor, not just a commercial one. Benioff shows us that growth and responsibility do not have to be opposites, but alignment requires courage. Marc Benioff didn't just help move software to the cloud, he helped move leadership expectations forward. His influence lies not only in what Salesforce built, but in what it stands for, and the conversations it forced business leaders to have. I'm Hannah Hally, and this was Icons of Influence. Until next time, remember that influence at scale isn't just about what you create, but what you normalize.